8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everybody? Let's do AJ's part. Welcome to another episode of Talking with the Sewers with your host.
It when you do it because you got the English accent.
Yeah, right. I'm going, hey, what's up, everybody?
Yeah, you don't speak it.
Right, so anyway, you've got your two present hosts today, Robin from Half and Paranormal and Talking with the Sewers, and
JK47 Paranormal, Jonathan Keyworth with Talking with the Source.
And AJ is somewhere.
Yeah, he's under his covers. Somewhere. I don't know what's going on.
He's got a bad headache.
Yeah, he better have a good excuse for this one.
Anyway, I booked this guest for the podcast, but I'm going to let you, John, introduce him.
What? Me? What?
Yep. No.
All right, man. So in the backstage we got Ed Odell. He's an awesome guy. We've just been talking with him. A lot of insight to everything, and I can't wait to share that insight with you guys. So let's bring him out, and there you are. Hi, Ed.
Ed.
It's the voice of God. Hook, line,
it's the hat. That's what it is.
Good afternoon, guys. How are you?
All you need is the long black curly hair, and I'd call you Slash.
There's my wife.
Very cool, right?
My wife says hello.
Hello, Desiree.
Wait.
Yeah, dude, you need that wig. You gotta look like
half
Slash.
A cheap trick right here, right there. Half a cheap trick. Rock on.
There's
three souls.
Hello. I
guys?
haven't talked to them in forever. Y'all gotta hook
good guys.
up.
Good guys they are. Ed, anyway, I want to ask you first of all, the normal question. I'm going to call this, John, right? I'm going to call this the AJ question, right? So, how did you get into the paranormal in the first place?
Oh, I knew that was coming. Oh boy. You know, here's the thing. Most people are intrigued by the paranormal. They usually get into it because, like, oh, I want to know about ghosts or spirits or, you know, even aliens, Bigfoot, cryptic. So those things draw the attention. Nope, not me. Nope, I got screwed. I was actually born into what we call the anomalous research of today. My father was an Army Air Corps Air Force intelligence officer, and my mother was a spiritualist to a degree. Classically, though, not one of those, nothing to upset anybody out there. When I say classical, she didn't run around. She didn't go doing card readings. She had ESP, high levels. Actually, all of my family has high levels of some form of ESP. So I was literally born into it. It's not something that I regret either. Let me rephrase that. I do not regret getting into the paranormal and the supernatural.
So, Ed, real quick, ESP's extra sensory perception, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that is your clairvoyance, your clear audio, clear visual, those type of things. I'm also the grandson of two Methodist preachers.
And what's in the cup, Ed?
I went to the Crown Royal, but it's only coffee right now, I promise.
I'll tell you one thing, though. You said something there that I can resonate with, and everybody else we've spoken to is the same. I've never heard anybody saying they regret getting into the paranormal. Even people who have been attacked by demonic forces and stuff like this who have been, proper messed up, they don't regret getting into it.
No, I think it's a doorway. It's a form of transcending as a standard what we know as human society today. It transcends into, so it pulls you in to have a better, and even on the negative side, hey, let's look at Star Wars. It's one of my biggest things. I will tell you right now, there's a lot of metaphors between Star Wars and Dune, my favorite movie, in spiritual and supernatural.
Yeah.
So when when either it tags you, whenever you've been pulled in, you get the bug,
the force.
Yeah, the quickening, right?
Yeah.
But there's more than one. But when we get it, when you have it, when you're experiencing it, you're experiencing life on a greater detail. Unfortunately, John, we talked about this, so I'm opening the gates of hell. So, so unfortunately, not only does it bring that, but it brings trauma, a necessity. It brings ego. It's a balancing. You got to learn to balance it. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
it is one of them things, isn't it? I mean, we never regretted John, do we? Like, I mean, look at the doorways is open for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get into this thinking I'd go out on one or two investigations. Before I knew this, I was co-hosting a podcast, and I was working with teams from all around the world. It's like,
yeah, it's I started doing home investigations. I just dove right in, started going to these places like that were really weird, because I had some experiences in Iraq and stuff, and the story I was able to tell, man. I actually got invited to go on a show, Mission Unexplained. It's on the Science Channel. It's episode 3. And it tells my whole story about how I found out about my spirit guides and stuff. And once I found out, man.
All right, so we got to do a trade-off then. If I'm here, that means you have to come to my show.
All right.
Because I'm getting ready to do an episode where it talks about paranormal in the battlefield. I've been wanting to do that show. We've had one gentleman on, but then he just told me how it enlightened him to get into paranormal. But I'm looking for people to do a show that's had paranormal experiences in the battlefield. Think about that. I mean, that's major. You know how many people have said something and they're not talking about what took place in Iraq and Desert Storm itself? Coming across jinns, coming across spirits they can't even explain. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. My bad.
No, man.
Back to you guys.
Carry on.
No, that's what we're here. We're just here to chit chat, man, and
it's your show.
Figure stuff out, So yeah, like I said, if you want to watch it, it's on the Science Channel. You can get it on what's it called, Amazon Prime or YouTube for like $2. But it's episode 3, and I'm the middle part of it. But they did a great job depicting everything as how I told it. So it was
speaking of that, allow me to ask this. Do you think that veterans in general, okay, because we still got a lot of other wars, a lot of other police actions. What a crock of shit. I'm sorry. Do you believe that there's a lot of these veterans won't speak on it because they were traumatized by the paranormal in the battlefield?
I don't know. I've like when we first got there, it took us 2 days to get from Kuwait to where we were stationed in Habaniya. And I remember that very first night we were in this abandoned airfield, and me and my buddies and my platoon were in this one building, and I'm laying there, and all of a sudden I hear children laughing, and I look over to my left to my buddy, and I'm like, did you hear that? He's like, yeah, it sounded like children laughing. And it was like 2 a.m, and I was like, man, that ain't right. And after that, man, my spirit guides took over. They're like, okay, he can listen to us now. So it's like,
Okay, so with that, so you're feeling that maybe with these situations, oh, I'm doing the host thing. I'm sorry, you guys.
no, no,
I'm
Carry
I,
on.
intrigued. With that experience of going into hyper focus, okay, combat ready, just like in the paranormal, your senses go high. You're using everything, your mental, your physical, you're using your chemistry in your brain, your synapses are firing faster, your visual is getting more in depth because we're becoming a creature of habit, which is hunting. So do you think maybe that's what encouraged and brought these experiences and these things to you?
so I think the near death experiences, the fact that I was going to face death, I didn't know when it was going to happen. I think it put my mind in this, like you're saying, like this hyper state, and it woke something up that it didn't. I'm not sure about my friends and stuff that were in my unit, but um, I'm not afraid to talk about it now. It's I got out in 2005, and I just started talking about it. What, like 3 years ago, Robin, when I first
Yeah,
started
yeah,
this
not long
stuff.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, you took a
So
little bit of persuading, didn't you? But yeah,
yeah. It took a lot of courage, I guess. But
You need to find the right people. You need to
yeah,
believe that people
yeah,
would understand and believe you. And we
yeah,
do that with PTSD no matter what it is, right?
mhm,
It's a
yeah. And
psychological point. You have to have that
now
courage.
with my memories and stuff and the PTSD I suffer, and I find a calming residual energy when I do sessions and when I go to places and help. I really feel in my heart that connection with spirit, and I'm able to help out. So
Very cool.
but that
oh,
happens, John. I think that happens in a lot of different factors in the paranormal because I think in this field when we go out, do investigations and stuff like that, for that period of half an hour and a half, whatever it is that you're actually in there doing it, with all the walking around, listening for things happening, watching for things moving, and doing your spirit box sessions and stuff like that. Even when you do them in your house, John, you're taken away out of the real world for a period of time, and I find that amazing. That
oh,
I'll
dude,
go in somewhere.
if you knew what I'm working on right now, like I'm starting to figure out uh, the frequencies that our brain put out, like getting into the quantum physics side of it, and it's amazing, man. Like
Mm.
for example, dude, yesterday I went and played cards, Texas Hold'em at the bar. It's like $5, and you win the pot if you win. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try to test this out. And I had two spades in my hand. There were two showing. We were on the last card, and in my mind, I pictured a spade. I was like, I need a spade. And sure as shit, things shows up, and that's where I'm at. I'm starting to learn how to manifest stuff.
Manifest.
Yeah,
Manifest me some lottery numbers, then.
yeah.
All
No,
right.
I'm saving that one.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you're right in what you say, because I think that there is a lot of different things out there that we either haven't tapped into yet, or that we are starting to tap into. That's going to put all of us as paranormal investigators, like further on ahead with our
I think
work.
yeah, it takes you to that next level. I mean, you look at some of these investigators, like these idiots on TV, like Zach Baggins and shit. They're all about the money, all about the money. So they're always going to just get that standard shit. But if they didn't worry about that, and they went into an investigation with the right intention, what is your mind, and you believe it in your heart, what your mind is saying is, I'm going to help this family get rid of this entity. And your heart believes, I'm going to love it because I'm helping that spirit. I'm helping this family as well. And that's the stuff I'm starting to understand, is that it builds this energy field around you. It's just crazy.
You know, the one thing I'm going to say about that is why we're always focusing on the family. Maybe the problem is not the family. Maybe the problem is the spirit. If we can
Yeah,
the
true.
spirit,
Very.
Or
Maybe
the house.
maybe the spirit needs help moving on. Like it doesn't know what to do now, And
yeah.
and the only way it can show itself is by banging shit or pushing people. Hey, somebody's here and need help.
Yeah.
If you have a spirit though, I'm a big fan of this happening, right? If you have a house that's haunted, and you have a spirit in that house that's haunting that house, right? And it's the same shit basically that's happening all the time, right? Things moving, right? And all this, the spirit's taking the same route every time up and down the hall or wherever it be. You have a family that moves in there and they disrupt that. Of course that spirit's going to fight back. As far as they're concerned, it's their place and these are intruders. Like we wake up in the night, come downstairs, and there's someone in your house trying to steal your stuff. They've just disrupted the whole thing. So you're gonna fight back against them. And maybe this is what we're not looking at a lot of the time with these cases, that these spirits, they're not actually evil or they're not actually bad intentions. They're just literally
pissed off.
Yeah, because you've come in there and you've taken over, their place.
Robin, think about this. You guys, do you want somebody coming up in your face 24/7 going, can you tell me your name? How old are you? Where are you from? What's your name? How high are you? Where are you from? That pissed me off too. I don't want to be put on a circus round table and shown off like I am not a monster. I am a man. Come on, think about it.
Always a way, isn't it? But it's what people do. They go in there and they're asking the same questions. Sooner or later, they're going to go, you know what? I'm not answering you.
Right, then you're going to get the spiritual middle finger. Screw you, bastards.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk to
no,
you no more.
most of the home cases, what it was a family member because they had ashes in the house. Yeah, they wanted to be free.
Exactly. I got to say this real quick because Robin, I do not want to disrespect you. Sometimes I take on accents and personalities. Please take no offense if one pops out or if it slides out. It's just my personality. I go with the flow. Some people call me a pot-headed surfer. I don't smoke pot and I don't surf anymore. So, but I know who I am. I just want to make sure, dude, don't get disrespected if I say something weird. It comes out.
No, it's fine.
Are you freaking? No. This is how I am.
But you still play guitar for Guns N' Roses.
Right. Well, in my case, Rat, but okay.
Yeah.
I'm not a DNR fan, to be honest with you. That dude's too mental for me, too. And I said it.
So Ed, do you just go to I don't know, locations, or have you done home cases? What's the most fun investigation you've done?
Oh, fun. Oh no. That you just put a different spin on it when you use the word fun.
I know, right?
You've done it now, John.
What fun case have you
I'm
had?
opening the floodgates, man.
Yeah. You really want to open those cemetery gates, didn't you? Little Pantera breaking out. Okay.
I want to hear it.
Actually, I've been doing paranormal research since 1996 on a semi-professional level. Before we got organized, giving props to those teams here in Virginia. When I first got organized as a society, there was only 7 to 8 teams here in Virginia. Now there's 154. WTF? But looking back on it, I've done multiple. That's not even a good word to use. Multiplicity. There we go.
Yeah.
Of private cases. I've done many public investigation. I hate that word. Better than public ghost hunting. I hate ghost hunting. I hate that word anyway.
I know.
They're going to go do a public ghost hunt. Stop calling it that. You already know they exist. The funnest. Now, I want y'all to understand, my research took place in Powhatan, Virginia for 3 years. One plantation home. And in that 3 years, that place taught us more than anybody could ever teach us. It told us it doesn't matter where, what, or who. It gave us everything. It gave us Native American. It gave us history. It gave us interaction with indigent servants. It gave us plausibility. It gave us the unknown. What's up? Hey, what's up, Matt? It gave us the idea that nothing is impossible. There's an endless amount of possibilities. Now, one of my brothers who's passed on now, Bill Freeman, made sure that I understood that before he passed on. Remember, there's a multitude of possibilities. He's right. 2, we don't know a damn thing about the paranormal. I don't care. I don't care who you think you are, how professional you are, how much you know, even the Warrens. You don't know a damn thing about the paranormal. We don't know how many. Thanks, brother. You don't know how many types there are. We don't know if they're alien. We don't know if they're celestial, if they're dimensional. We don't know where they come from. We know,
or if they're quantum, or if they're, or
well,
you don't know what
please,
frequency. You don't know.
I noticed you're playing into quantum. Welcome to my world. I'm like the Doctor Who of the paranormal. Got that, Rob? So when it comes to this, you can't say quantum in it. The quantum defines the situation, place, or thing that you're involved in at that time. It doesn't matter if it's string, bubble, united, or dimensional connection. Okay? Got to remember that. So, in that, kind of like my, okay. John wanted me to grab the hat, so I had to grab the hat. So, one of the things, it's more popular than I am.
Oh, yeah.
Robin, you see that? Awesome. You know what that is?
Yes.
Gallifrey, baby. That right there is existence of time. That is something I grasp to understand that we use quantum to understand how, when, and where. Okay? You asked the question. I'm going to get back to it right now. The most fun was on location in Powhatan. The most I learned, Powhatan. Did it give Powhatan? Why? We had indigent servants talking to myself and Ryan C. Jones of the Vibe Network. We created ASPS 12 years ago, All Seeing Paranormal Society here in Virginia. When we were down in the indigent slave quarters where they cook and they lived, we were talking their language. It's called method investigation. Watching people do it, other people are like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? You're a moron if you don't understand what I'm doing. Why do people put costumes on to investigate? Why do they communicate? Why do they talk in a certain way? I would love you, Robin, to be here on some investigations because I know we would get stuff like that because of your accent.
Yeah.
I'm already on my way over.
Hey, we're going to catch you up, Rob. Don't worry. So in this, we had them wanting us to stay. We have them on a digital recorder saying, y'all can come back anytime you want. We love you guys. You guys wanted to say love, but, we had them. We had children. We had a defined older male and a defined older female communicating to us, telling us things, interacting. I'm an old Southern cook, so I can talk about Southern food. Man, that's like a trigger from hell for them. There was a mirror in the middle of this mansion. And in the mansion plantation home, it was 12 feet high and 8 feet wide. And if you know anything about mirrors, holy hell, a portal to no better who would go where. That thing was throwing off EMFs And I'm not a big, we won't even get an EMFs because that's like orbs to me. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
But that mirror was giving off an 8 to a 12 Gauss. Why? Was it the mercury used on the backing of the mirror? Was it because it was hanging on a wall and that might have been electrical? Yes and yes. But still the probability of you giving off 8 to 12 Gauss is enough for anybody to go, holy mother of God, So
Yeah.
outside of the plantation, we caught EVPs. Oh, all right. The fun? All right, John. Here we go.
Let's hear
John,
it.
I remember you. You were on my other profile, Howie Odell. That's where I remember you from. All right, dude, you got to re-hook me up. All right, back onto it. Yeah, because I was like, why do I know JK 47? Ow, you were on the other one that got hacked. Okay. All right, so you want to talk about fun. Do y'all remember The Ring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the well and the girl that comes
Okay.
out of it.
It supposedly came from a Japanese folklore.
Yeah.
If you go research the Lady in White, it's a multiplicity of locations, things that happen, and see the exact same entity. Why?
Because all the energy's connected.
Exactly. So I'm sitting in the long dining room with my other lead investigator. We're on the computers watching everything going on. She's facing the fireplace. I'm facing out the big, because it had huge bay windows going all the way around, and then a porch door to the left. I'm sitting there, and as I look up, I almost cussed really bad on that one. Sorry.
It's all right. It's
I'm
an
doing
adult
really
show.
good right now. I see this lady from the porch like this, looking in to the room. White gown, black, stringy, greasy hair, and looking like she wanted to eat me. Oh, hell no. I jump up. I chase. I get out the door. Nothing. I have investigators coming from all over around outside through other doors, running around this plantation. Nothing.
That's awesome.
Explain that to me.
Yeah.
And that intrigued me about the lady.
Unexplainable.
White devil, Hey, if the word works, use it. I don't know. It's a good question. But other than that, from that.
So do you remember when you saw that, do you remember your intention? Like when you walked into that room before that spirit manifested itself, do you remember what you were thinking or feeling?
Dude, back then I was a hunter.
Yeah.
I'm a researcher now. I'm an investigator.
Yeah.
Back then I was a hunter. Boom. It was just like, I felt it. I knew something was going to happen. I even looked at Nana. I said, are you okay? She said, yeah, I'm feeling fine. I'm like,
I'm not.
I looked up. Then I looked at the window and I saw her. Bam. A lot of people in the paranormal, okay, I'm just going to call it what it is. A lot of people in the paranormal, they see something, they stand still. Oh, we got to see if something else happens. Now, when that hunter kicks in, that you have now become my prey, bitches.
I'm chasing you.
Yeah, I'm on it. I want to know. My lead investigator is the same way. And Ryan is the same way, or used to be. Boom, go. Find it. Why? What's making it happen? What's there? What's causing this issue? Where did it come from? Now, I know the history of this plantation, because could it have come from what I know? Yeah, but I wasn't even thinking about the history at the time.
So is the place still allowing investigators to come? I'd love to check it out.
It was never allowed. That's the
Okay.
thing. We were asked to come here.
Oh wow.
As a one-off, then.
Right. We were
Yeah.
we were reached out by a Virginia scientist who said, look, I know there's something here, but can you give me confirmation? Free place to go.
Isn't that awesome that even a scientist something happens, they can't explain it. Okay, this has happened too much. I need some help. You know?
She's in genetics too, right? So
Yeah.
it's not even normally a paranormal, spiritual, supernatural thing. It's completely different. But and they never bugged her. She just goes, look, I know it's here. I just want some confirmation. Oh, let me tell you, this is the one place. There ain't nothing I ain't seen now. I've seen every form of apparition. I've had every connection possible. I never felt scared except for the last investigation. Never. I saw the little. Okay, so Dennis Eslock, Ryan C. Jones, myself, and Jimmy Livingston were sitting out in the parking lot as we do a 30-minute cool down before we
Yeah.
go in. All the
Right.
equipment, blah, blah, blah. So we're sitting there, and Dennis is like, Howie, come here. Come here. I'm like, what's up? So I walk over to them. They're all leaning against the truck. And Dennis goes, and just like, look at this shit. And I look up, and there is this beautiful little girl, probably about 9 or 10 years old, looking out the front top window doing this shit.
Oh man,
Clear as day. And of course, all of
that'd
our
be awful.
it was on the inside.
Aim the camera behind you. Click, click.
It was inside.
I know.
So we're like, oh, damn it. But that's a personal experience. But by technical terms, that was a mass haunting. More than 2 people witnessed it at the same time.
Yeah.
Rock on. So cool. We go inside. I do a certain knock and an entrance no matter where I go. Ask permission, da 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 da. As soon as I opened the door to this plantation, the bells that we put upstairs all started ringing down the hallway upstairs.
Like somebody running, huh?
Bingo. And I was like, this is going to kick ass. I thought it was going to be the best investigation yet. Bullshit. Worst investigation we had. We had anything and everything go wrong. It went wrong.
That's Murphy's Law, man.
It's Murphy's Law, right? We talking about quantum.
Right.
We had our DVR fry on us at the power source at the very end of the investigation. We tried to get into the hard drive. Hard drive was crashed. Why? Spirit. We had pictures we had taken. They were all blackened. Oh, man. You name it. Nope. Was it the people, the other extra people we had? Maybe. Is it that we had pissed them off? Maybe. Is it that they knew? Because we told them this is the last hurrah. We told them this is the last time. Could they have been upset?
Yeah, maybe, and that's why they destroyed everything. Well, you're gonna have to come back now.
That's what's been on my mind the last couple of months. Ryan and I were talking about it. Could it be that they were going to try to make sure that, okay, you didn't get anything this time, you got to bring your ass back? Ha ha ha.
Yeah, ha ha.
Yeah, the ha ha part about it is, unfortunately, a year later, the whole team disbanded because you have wrong people you bring the wrong people in and they destroy the chemistry of the team. Yeah. And then at that point, I was watching the way the paranormal field was going, and I was like, man, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. So I did walk away for about 4 or 5 years. Yep.
Yeah. That's why I do it all alone. Like I try to do as much investigating as I can with the minimum amount of people, because I think if you have too many eggs in the basket, there's going to be too much ruffling around, you know?
It depends on the investigation. I agree with you. It also depends on the chemistry. I mean, the original core team, all on target. I would give my right arm to have that original team back. But now I love the team that we put together now. It's like they come from all different teams. So they already have the experience. We maybe have 3 new people and 2 younger adults now. Wonderful, wonderful girls that we have with us now. Becca and Lacey. I would not give those 2 girls up to the end. They're pure. They have the wanting. They want to know. They have a professional life, but they're willing to put in the effort to try. Not just act like a ghost hunter. Oh, did I say that? No, sorry.
No, I'm like you, man. I just want to know the why. How is this happening? How? You know?
Exactly.
We've gotten past that point of going, I want to know it's there. Look at,
We
you know
know
what?
it's
You
there.
can go on the record right now, and I'll say it. By the end of the year, the governments, not just the United States, Robin, get ready because
Yep.
the aliens are coming. Tell you, by the end of the year, there's going to be a quiet disclosure about alien activity, etc. Now that could take us down another rabbit hole. Let's not go there because I got a whole nother hour for you on that one.
Oh, but it is true, and you said something earlier on when we were talking about the whole team part of it and stuff like that. It's keeping it like John said, it's keeping it small and keeping it as raw and as pure as possible. Because I've watched some people and they're out doing investigations and they'll say, "Oh, there was a noise in that room in there. Yeah, can you see anything?" And they're standing peering in. It's like, you can walk in, go in and see what it is. You know what I mean? It's like it really gets on my nerves because they'll say, "Oh, I see something move down there."
All
What?
right.
You're just going to stand there and watch it?
That's a ghost hunter.
Yeah.
That's a ghost hunter. They're there
Yeah.
for the experience, not the research plausibility. That's my opinion. And I'm not
Yeah.
disrespecting anybody out there. Please don't feel disrespected. This is my point of view, my opinion. But the purpose to have two or more is to have backup of what you have seen.
Exactly.
So John, I get where you're coming from because I have a lot of people in Virginia the same way. They rather investigate alone because they don't want the drama or they don't want the connection. But look at it on another aspect. Have somebody with you to document what the experience is. That's the other problem with the paranormal field. That's right. I'm calling your shits out. Here's the problem with it. People, keep on trucking. All right, here we go. Where's the documentation in the field?
Very little.
Worse?
There is none. Sorry, there is none. I will say that every privately owned location should have a log for their investigators who come to investigate to jot down their experiences. I told this to Bill Freeman at Selma Mansion in Norristown, Pennsylvania. I've said it at the Pajama Factory. I said it at the Cabin on 360. I've said it at the Exchange Hotel. I can keep this list going. We are not going to get where we need to be unless documentation is in a hardcore mainframe. Okay? Doesn't matter. It's the truth. ASSAP agrees with that. They state it. They've got forms. You experience it, you can go to the website and you put your documentation there. We're failing to do that because we are wanting the experience over the exploration and understanding of what we're dealing with.
And see, when I investigate and stuff, and that's what I'm thinking in my mind. I'm like, it's okay. Nobody's ever died from a ghost. Nobody, if you do die, then it happens. You become part of the force. You got to let go of that fear and open yourself up, to welcome these spirits in to communicate with you.
Yeah, you have. You're right. Even sometimes, even some buildings like you go into, and you're 3 or 4 floors up, and there's like a plank of wood to cross, and you're looking at a drop, but you're also looking at the other side of that plank of wood. There is somewhere else that's haunted that there's noises coming from. So inadvertently, you risk your life, really, don't you? Because you want to see and you want to experience what is there. And it's not the first time that I've done it.
Stranger Things.
Right. Season 5.
That's right. Something to everything. There are endless amount of possibilities. John, you said a ghost can't hurt you. That's not true. There's plenty of documentation where ghosts, spirits, entities have harmed, maimed, and killed someone.
Well, I should say I've never experienced any
There we go.
personal harm.
There you go. And I get that. I didn't mean to correct you, but I just want to say.
No, you're right. You're right. I can't. I can't speak to the other people's experiences because I wasn't there, and I understand
Yes.
that.
That's why we can't deny their experiences, because we weren't there when they had the experience. Because there's no documentation.
Yeah, and like all the videos on TikTok and stuff, and I'm friends with Kenny Biddle, who's debunked a lot of these videos. He's a great guy, and we're good friends. I really like Kenny, and he keeps me honest, But the only videos I'll accept, to believe is if it's live or if there's timestamps where you can see if it's been edited or not.
Yeah, but there is software out now that you can verify if it is a true picture or video or experience.
Yeah.
So I can't say that, but on the flip side, I understand where you're coming from. On the scientific side, you got to use the science to support it.
The science method. Yep.
Einstein and Tesla both said you will never understand the paranormal until you're able to take spirituality and science and apply them together. Until then, you will not understand it.
Heart and mind,
Mm-hmm.
soul and science.
You see, the thing is, but you're never ever right, and this is something that happens, and it's going to be it's part and partial. It's happened from people who started investigating years ago, and it's going to happen until the end of time and beyond that. But you're never going to please everyone, right? We go out and do our investigations. I know from my point of view, right? I've got a small team. I go out and do an investigation. I can be 110% real with everybody, that everything that I do is real, right? There is nothing set up. There is nothing faked. It doesn't. I don't want my credibility, affected. Yeah. I go out and I do things. If anything's captured, it's 100% real. But you're never going to prove that to everybody. You're always going to have someone saying, "I don't believe you."
Okay, this is what I've always said too, and I'll say it. I don't always wear a white hat. I'm not always nice. Let's put that out there and let's be honest. Two, and John, you know that. Two.
Hey, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate people that lay it out there, say it how it is, and are upfront and honest.
And a lot of times we don't get along with that other person. Just saying.
Respect it.
We don't always get along. Now, on the flip side is going to saying this and understanding that the situation, I think I just lost myself. I did. I just took a left turn somewhere. Okay.
Just turn around.
Reverse that. Scratch it. Play it again. Damn. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that one either. Anyway. But it's about respect. I don't give two shits if you like me or not. But you're going to respect me because I don't play. I don't sit there and go, well, I don't really know, or that kind of scares me. Or, oh, did you see that? Did you see that mass? Oh, it was over in the corner. Bullshit. No, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to put people out. That's the one thing I've always told my team. You lie, you're off my team. You're not coming back. Don't fake it. Don't mislead it. Don't mistalk it. It's just the way it has to be,
Exactly.
What about the Megan's reactions that people...
Yeah. You're talking about the one where, I think there's something happening in there. So you go in.
You know what I do that? I look at Bacon.
When he goes like, guys, I feel something. He starts hitting himself and stuff.
It's true. And my team will tell you too. There's been a couple times where I've made them laugh. We're all sitting around doing one of the areas, and something weird will happen, and somebody will be like, "Oh God, did you hear that?" I was like, "Get the salt." Sometimes you got to break the monotony.
Yeah,
you got to.
Please don't. No, I have no opinions on the gentleman on who you just referred to.
Dude, that's what I think of him.
Oh, well. He did, not very.
John said it. We'll blame John.
I'll be the M&M of ghost hunting or paranormal research. I'll be the M&M.
Yeah, no.
Bring it on, man. I don't care.
What? All right, so with saying that, I'm going to piss a lot of people off here in just a second. Oh, I'm used to doing that. Anyway, Ryan Buell, everybody needs to back off Ryan. Ryan's trying. He went through a hard time, and he had the anger. He had that guy with him. I caught myself. And now he's trying to make up for a lot of shit that he did. So give Ryan a break. I'd have a T-shirt made up. Give Ryan a break. I met him last year. Cabin in 360. Not a bad guy. I could see.
For the people that don't know Ryan, can you tell his background a little?
I don't want to give too much because I don't want to.
Well, just what your knowledge is.
All right. He had a television show back in the day that was out of Pennsylvania. It was a really good show. He didn't have the right people around him, in my opinion. After the fact, Ryan did some not good things after the fact, trying to gather money for family issues. He failed at that, and he got in a lot of trouble for it, and his reputation was ruined because of that. Now he's trying to rebuild, and he's trying to get back on track.
But that's what makes a man stronger, is when you're at the rock bottom and you're climbing back up. There's nothing that can stop a man that's already been brought to the bottom.
You know what? You're right. There's nothing stronger than a man that's beat down and crawling his way back out of a trench.
Yeah, it's the fact he's getting back up and trying to redeem himself.
He didn't quit. He didn't quit. Props to him.
Exactly.
I may not like him, but he didn't give up.
Yeah.
We all have had our personal demons and issues. Same here. I'm still here. I've rebuilt my network, the Riff Radio Podcast Network, which is now Riff Nation Network. I've rebuilt it 3 times. And I'm proud of the people I'm with. I'm proud of the people that have been on our network in the past. And I'm proud of what we're doing now, vidcasting. I love this now.
Man.
We took an easy step into getting into vodcasting. We didn't jump into it. But what we're doing now, wait till you see what we do next. I'm excited. I love this.
This is what I was going to ask you about as well, because I was going to get to the thing about the Riff Nation. If you want to explain to people in a bit more depth that are watching what actually all entails.
Riff Nation? Sure. Actually, Riff Nation came from the name of one of our original shows, which was only about the staff and the host of the network. We called it Riff Nation. It's a spotlight. It was on every Sunday, or every Saturday, rather. When I brought Susan Swan back in, we had a come-together meeting with the majority of the people that were there. I'm like, we need to change. We need to get away from the Rift Radio Podcast Network. We need to get away from that platform that we were dealing with, only because I see podcasting dying. When I got into doing podcasting, I wanted to take it old school. I wanted to go back to have those call-in shows, like the old radio shows. And it was going good, and then it just fell. People don't want to interact on calls anymore. They have the keyboard warriors. They rather have this distance. They have some control. I respect that now. So in that, I watched the ratings from 2019 and 2020 go, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, time for a change. Got to Susan. Susan's like, let's do this now. Jeff Presley had pushed me to try to do this more on a thing, and I wasn't ready. I'm like, I'm not one to rush something that should take its time. Now, last year was the time to change the name again. Rift is radio immersion from time. Dr. Huian.
I like it, dude. That's awesome.
Right? It started as a show on another network, which was the Rift Radio. That was the name of it. Me and Sheila Gay left that network, said we can do our own network. do it our way. We did. We expanded it to the Rift Radio Network. Then we expanded to Rift Radio Podcast Network. And now we are on our next generation. No pun. Rift Nation Network. Because we're one nation. We are all together now. It's not a podcast. It's not a network. It's a nation.
It's collaborative.
Yeah. Yes. And we don't say fans. We use the word travelers because we're all doing this together. We're all in this. So I don't like to use the word fan. I have to use fan page or fan group, but they're not fans. They chose. You know what fan is? It's a fanatic. The people who follow us are not fanatics. They respect our understanding. So we deliver information on spiritual, supernatural, and the paranormal. We're expanding to music, art. We want to give a little bit more expanded, but keeping the core there. We deliver readings. We have astrology. We have a criminal show that's Mysteries Behind the Scenes. We have the flagship, which is the Orion Effect, which is my show on Sundays. And we have 3 new shows coming out. So
they're not fans, they're supporters.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't even be on, right?
Exactly.
No,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're people that share the same beliefs and are curious what you can find out, and they. If
it wasn't for people following us, we wouldn't be where we are, John. So
no, that's true, man.
Now you had mentioned a man by the name of Zach.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
That's fans. That's fans.
That's fans. Fan based.
Yeah. People in the entertainment side of the paranormal and spiritual, they have fans.
Yeah, and they could give 2 shits about their fans, though. That's the thing.
Yes. Sorry, you guys. What he just said is true.
When my people comment on my videos, when I make sure to answer everyone, and they could give a shit.
Yeah.
And
you've got to engage with them. You know what I mean? These people are here. They're supporting you. They're putting you really where you actually are. They're giving you that platform to expand what you're doing and giving you that confidence as well that you're doing the right thing and carry on. So you've got you get comments. You're not getting millions of comments. Come on, you get what 3, 4, 5 comments per video at the start. Just answer them.
And believe in yourself. Believe your message. Believe that you're putting it out, and other people are going to see your sincerity and know, okay, this guy's speaking from the heart. He's really putting his effort into it.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
Where you get your respect at. That's where you get your respect at. That's exactly right. I know we're coming close to the end, but there's something I want to say this to. You give everything, the people will see it. If you build, they will come. They may not come right away, but they will come. The other thing I will say is I'm going to follow up on you guys and say this. There's a lot of podcasting and a lot of vidcasting that's going on right now. There's a lot of people that do not acknowledge the people that come in their chat rooms or come in their podcast and support them. You're right. And if they're not acknowledging you in chat, you may want to consider what vodcast and podcast you're actually watching. Do they care about you, or do they care about what they're just saying?
That's so true, man. So true. Like I'm friends with all these people, like personal friends on Facebook and stuff, and I say hello in their podcast and stuff, and they don't recognize. I was like, well, apparently I mean nothing. So that's the way I feel,
And that's the one thing I can say that the Riff holds true. We acknowledge everybody. We try to post their comments if we can't acknowledge, because the show gets going really fast. Agree. That was one of the things before we took up podcasting we were good at. We acknowledged everybody on the live. However, podcasting is a little different, so it move a little faster. So if you can't acknowledge them verbally, you get their comment up, or you put the chat bar on the right. You acknowledge everybody that's there. That's the other thing. I try to make sure everybody feels welcome, especially in our private group, the Travelers private group. They know they're going to get extra stuff if they're in that group. Like coffee cups are coming out. Our promotional stuff's finally coming out. They're going to get personal information. acknowledge. Just acknowledge somebody. It's the same thing with
Exactly.
you could take that in human society right now. Why don't you smile? Why don't you handshake? Why don't you acknowledge somebody you walk past?
Because you're on your phone.
You know, that phone has done it to us, brother.
Yeah.
We're
That's what
too
killed our
technology.
consciousness.
Acknowledge others.
Yeah. That's
Technology.
what killed our consciousness. Yeah.
The transcending awakening is happening, and we need to help people awaken to get back to where we were or go further. Common courtesy is just a step in where we need to be.
And
Yeah,
standing
asking
still where we
people-
are now is not an option.
Not an option. Damn
Yeah.
Skippy.
I did all those home investigations for free. I bought my own plane ticket. They picked me up at the airport, which I
right.
appreciated. And
Yes.
I did all that for free.
You know, the only time we pay is we pay out. Like we're going to a privately owned location. Let me ask you two an opinion. From what you know of me now, do you think I've ever taken any cent from any event that I've done?
I would say no.
No. Never have. And never will. Once we become a pure broadcast media, then I will need economic status to help my cameras to travel. But I'm doing that as a service. But being there, or if they want me to have a booth, I'm paying money to be there. Don't pay me. I have never asked for 1 cent. Never will. Hey, what's up, Patrick?
Cool. Another English team.
Yeah, I'm the same way, man. I believe if I go in with wholehearted intention, I don't want your money. I'm just here to help you, to help spirit that's here. I think spirit's going to pay it back. You'll get that unexpected check, or you'll find that money in your pocket.
Exactly.
And that's all it is that intention. And if you go in with your heart and mind in the same place, it's going to all work out.
Exactly.
It's another notch on your portfolio you're getting.
Right. I mean, there's going to be people, and there are people. Let me say that. There are plenty of people out there that don't like me. And if it mattered to me, then I'd stop.
Exactly.
Don't care.
It doesn't matter.
It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. They were a learning opportunity for me to help me understand people and their personality trait. Okay, cool. I'm moving on, not holding it back. And I think everybody should be that exact same way. Don't hold on. Don't stay angry. Just move forward. Don't like me. Don't care. If you like me, thank you, and I appreciate you being here.
And that's
Exactly.
what I've learned is that your strongest energy is if you focus on the now. That's when your energies are strong. If you don't worry about the past or the future, if you focus on the now, what can you do now? That your energy is going to be a lot stronger. And I think that's why we get such good evidence and such good experiences, is that we understand that, and that's what we imply in our
Hell yeah.
It took 2022 last year. It took an event and several other things to get me to this psychological point of where I can finally go, I'm done. But I needed that push.
Yeah.
Before that, the slightest little thing would piss me off. These people are ridiculous. Or blah, blah, blah. In this line of work, all we have is haters, but sad that them aren't. I appreciate that, brother. And it's true, but no matter what you do, there will be haters. My account's been hacked. They shut down the original fan page. Damn. I had a lot of work in 2022. But if they're hating me, they're putting their own energy out. I'm not putting my energy out. They're not getting my energy. They're not getting
Exactly.
This is how I'd walk into a room full of haters. I'd be like,
right.
yeah.
Here I am, bitches. What you gonna do now?
What they're actually doing is they're living rent free in your head.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Let it go.
Or sorry. You're living rent free in their head. That's more like it.
It's about the same.
Because they can't forget what you're doing. They can't see past what you're doing. It's all about what you're doing. And they don't actually realize when they go on to YouTube and they watch your videos to see what you've been doing and to see what they think you've been faking. It's thanks for the watch hours,
It's like a bad relationship. Bye.
Yeah, but it is. But you're trying to gather the watch hours and stuff like that up to try and move on. Thanks for that. Keep doing it again.
Yeah.
I'm putting another video out in 2 weeks' time. Watch that one and all.
I hope the best for everybody. People I like and don't like. I really do. Because that's another method. I've dived back into Taoism. And I'm going, yeah, this is right. This is right. The spiritualism is coming and we have to understand it. And there's a lot of people. Okay, I'm about to piss more people off. There's a lot of people out there that believe in spiritualism and say they're spiritual, and they're hypocrites. Like corn. Hypocrite! That's their choice. I'm not going to call you out. But come on. Be real. Be real. Stop the fake hokey pokey shit.
Exactly.
Well, brother, we're at an hour. I mean, do you have anything to do? Or you want to keep going, or?
Unfortunately, I got to roll, boys. I got
All
a
right.
lady in there going, I need you. Yes,
You're Ed. You'll come on again sometime.
I would be honored. I would be honored.
Not a problem. Well, I'll be in contact with you, and we'll get you on again, maybe in another month or two, and we'll sort it from there.
I love it. I think this is great. I love talking to you guys. I love to be able to talk free.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't.
That's why it's talking with the source. You're the source, and we want to talk to you.
Some people are like, you're calling him a source? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Knowledge is key.
Yes. Lots of keys. Lots of keys.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Ed.
Ed, thank you so much, man.
Thank
We
you,
appreciate you coming on. Thank you,
It's
Ed.
my pleasure.
See you there.
All right, Robin, what'd you think?
I loved it. Loved it.
I loved it too, man.
I met him. I actually met him on Laura Lee's podcast, and I just decided that I thought I'll get him on, because he was talking a lot of sense on there. I watch people, you see, I go on these other podcasts and stuff like that, and I watch these people that come on and they get, they're commenting all the time. They get really engrossed in it. You can get an idea from them, what they're like. What do you want them on yours? Do you want to speak to these people? And the more we can speak to, the better, really, isn't it?
Yeah, no, and that's where your heart comes in. You can feel people's energies, man. Like if they're honest, if they're telling
exactly.
And Ed was straightforward, honest, and I respect that man, and I'd love to help his team out or whatever we could do for him. So
unfortunately for me, though, you're a little bit closer than I am.
Oh, you're just a rock skip across the pond.
Yeah, you see, you can drive a couple of days and be there. You know what I mean? I've got to start like sorting a lot of shit out to get there.
Well, someday, man, just manifest it. Just think that.
Oh, trust me, I can't wait for that time because it will come. I'll be over there and we'll do a load of shit. Definitely.
All right, guys. JK47, Jonathan. Thank you guys for tuning in.
See y'all later.
See ya, guys. Bye.